I was scrolling through social media 2 weeks ago, and then this bloke comes up, an adventure race, but you're in speedos, you're in togs.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't be serious.
Yeah.
Is he going to run this whole thing in those? And I thought, nah, surely not. Then later on, I see a photo. No, I think it was on that Clint.
Yeah, Clint's one.
Yeah, Clint's one. And you're getting ready. I was like, I'm getting ready.
Yeah,
and then like 2 hours later, he's still in them.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing. So you have to call them sluggos. But sluggos, yeah.
That's a real Kiwi term, isn't it? Speedos. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Well, I think sluggos is more of a Sydney thing, but yeah, I got the name sluggos and stuff, so I'm going to launch that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Got the swimwear and stuff, but I ran them for the whole thing. But I actually like wearing like that sort of stuff, especially in summer. I just hate the tan that you get from like jammers.
You're in the bush though.
Yeah, but still, it was in Cairns. Yeah, it was
true,
in the bush.
but
I just enjoy it. Yeah, but it's just funny as well. Everyone sort of says
I cracked up when I saw it. I was like, look, it's an off look with like shoes, socks.
Yeah, and it was like gnarly.
Yeah,
like you don't realise out in the bush like that, everything's got spikes on it.
Yeah.
Like just it must be a defence thing for trees and shit.
What do they call?
You can't touch anything because it's just all like barbed spikes. And they were so lucky I had those gloves. Otherwise, you would have just been so fucked.
Because you made it through. What did you make it through the run?
Yeah, it was a long sort of story, but yeah, they hired me a bike and it was just the biggest piece of shit, like a full Target bike, had no shocks on the back and stuff. Yeah. And then the bike just fully broke, like the bits fell off, like the wheel and stuff.
Had you done no mountain biking before you went up there?
Nah, not really.
You just thought wing it?
Yeah. Well, they asked me to do it and I sort of said yeah, and then I couldn't really pull out. I pulled out in last year to do one in Wanaka, which would have been heaps better. Obviously
I did the one in Wanaka.
Did you? Yeah, the Defiance.
I did 2016.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
we did the first day, pulled out halfway through the second day.
Really?
It snowed.
Oh,
it was in
really?
January, and we were coming up from Queenstown over to Wanaka. Have you been there before?
Nah.
Oh mate, you got to go. It's the best place in the world.
Yeah.
We're going up because it's like an hour drive from Queenstown where you fly in. We're staying in Queenstown, and then you go up and over to Wanaka where the race was. It's about an hour drive up and over this big saddle, and it was snow. We were going there because it would start so early. We had to leave so early. Must have been 5 a.m. We were driving over this and it started snowing for the second day, and I was already cooked from the day before.
Yeah. It's funny.
I was like, what am I doing?
Cooked people. I couldn't believe it. It's pretty it's sort of like you talk about that motivational stuff, but seeing some of the CrossFit guys, because Red Bull sponsored like CrossFit guys to go, they had no they just shouldn't have been out riding a mountain bike, and of course it's brutal, and they would make it, but they were just they couldn't speak after, just completely gone. And we were riding it little lighter fit sort of dudes.
Yeah.
And we were stuffed, but we were like, there's no way these guys are going to finish. And then you saw them finishing 4 hours later, and you were like it's pretty good, just what fading. The body can sort of get through though.
Yeah.
It's pretty because those CrossFit guys, they don't do anything like that whatsoever.
No.
And they were all laughing the day before and stuff. They didn't know what they were getting into, sort of thing. But it was pretty good.
You'll see them next year. They'll just be 10 kilo lighter. I think you've got to prepare for this.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do it again.
We're on the barge going over to start the mountain bike, because in Wanaka start with a mountain bike on the first day.
Yeah.
We were going over on the barge, and I was the biggest by a mile.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, there's another guy over in the corner there somewhere.
Yeah.
And me and my partner, JC's a big dude as well.
Yeah.
And we spoke to a guy, and it was like our first adventure race, and he said, what did you do warming up? I said, this is our first one. And he's good. Yeah. No, seriously.
It's
we're like, no, this is our first one. He's like, you're mad.
It's brutal, when you have to actually get up elevation, and you're that. Even if you're not that heavy, it's still full. If you don't train for it, it's just brutal.
What'd you pull out last year? Just not.
Yeah, I actually hurt my finger, sort of skydiving sort of thing. I just jarred my finger, and I've hurt my finger again. But it was another finger, and I just did it a week before it, and I just sort of pulled out on him late. Yeah. So he was spewing, and then that's why he posted it all straight away and sent me a message I'm posting it all because you can't pull out on me.
So as soon as you'd said
yeah, as soon as I said
you guys would have gone close to winning that if you had a proper bike.
Courtney Atkinson, he was going with Lindsay Laurie, and they're obviously Courtney's a good adventure racer sort of guy, but Lindsay's a pretty good triathlete as well. So they were pretty strong. We would have went good on day 2 because there's a lot of ski paddling on day 2. Day 1 had nothing. It was a whitewater raft, which is a novelty. So it didn't have anything. But day 2 would have been better. And the bike was an easy on day 2.
You were just stuck as a pack the whole way through.
Yeah, it was 20k first leg bike. And I think it was all nice, windy, sort of grassy stuff.
Yeah.
But day 1, they would have even in the bike, Clint was good, but I just hadn't rode. So he was dropping me heaps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that why? Because he ended up jumping on the
we
crap
swapped.
bike,
Yeah, just because it was I don't know, the bike was like 56k, so we did about halfway or so, and he just felt sorry for me because you could just hear it. Like, you could
it was just
hear
a
it
piece
breaking.
of shit. Yeah,
just creaking and stuff. And he was like, I'll swap with you. Yeah. And it was like, obviously I was wearing the sluggos and I didn't have back shocks, so it was like brutal.
Yeah.
Bombing down these hills, there's just so much rocks.
Yeah.
I think they were like a little bit pissed off that the course had so much rocks and everything. It was more brutal than what they thought.
Yeah.
Like, because you just, even going up, there was just like big boulders going uphill, so you just kept them falling off, kind of thing. It was hard to like just get a nice bit of.
It's hard when you get rhythm. You don't get no rhythm, and then
go up. Yeah, it was gnarly. Like, but yeah, I don't know if I'd do it again, but if I did it again, I'd definitely do a little bit of training for it. Yeah,
they might change the course next year, although that's always
have to,
you're the canary in the coal mine a little bit, when you're the first guys out there.
Yeah, the run was good. The run was fun. Like, that was epic, and I enjoyed that. Like, when it was like super dense forest. But like, even that, you got like kind of hurt little bits, like just heaps of spikes. You run through creeks, so you're falling over and stuff. So it was good. But
that second day looked awesome with because it was more like in the ocean.
Yeah,
it looks like you're going
out in the islands and stuff. They did like a cool run in the islands. That would have been good to do that. But yeah, anyway.
I'm surprised you're not going to do it again because you're the.
Yeah, but I heard myself.
King.
I don't know. I find it stupid when I do, because I was gonna. Like, it was a long story, but I was gonna do the trial, like the Nutrigrain trial, the week after. Yeah. And I jarred my finger and sort of dislocated my finger on that bike.
Yeah.
Clint sort of fell off, and then I couldn't stop in time, and I hit him and then went over the handlebars and I fell off. And just like, we had to keep on going. The bike hadn't broke by then. And I nailed my finger, and then it was like a long story. So then I couldn't do the trial the week after. And so
you're not in the series this year?
No, I haven't done it I haven't really done a whole series, I don't think, since I won it in like 2012, 13 or whatever. Yeah.
Just cameos.
Yeah, I just do like the surface round every year pretty much. Don't really travel south. I don't like the cold either. So
what are your plans for the summer then? You're not going to...
Yeah, there's a race called Iron X in January.
Oh, you're doing it. We just had Guy in last week.
Yeah.
He spoke a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think he was supportive of it. I was supportive of it. Like, I just don't like...
He was on the fence. He was. He thought his opinion was that the guy that is sort of being contracted to make it work was the same guy that started the Uncle Toby series. I forget his name.
Mick Pora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he sort of was pretty positive about that, thinking, well, if he got that going, then maybe he could get this to be something pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a one-off. Like, I don't know. It's going to be on Australia Day in Mooloolaba. Hopefully it'll be a nice day, obviously, in January. But if you're doing it on Australia Day in Mooloolaba and you've got an event, 40-minute event out in the ocean, like, it's going to be a pretty good atmosphere. Yeah, you can do anything. Yeah. Like, and then you got obstacle courses and stuff, and whatever that's going to be. Hopefully it's like not too hard that you need to know what you're actually doing. Yeah. And you just get through it. But if it's like that, like, I'd enjoy doing it. I think a lot of the guys just like putting up a stink and trying to act like important kind of thing. And and they all say they're not going to do it. Then a week later, everyone's signed to do it. Yeah. So you're like, obviously it was kind of bullshit because everyone.
That confused me a little bit because it's like, well, if you're trying to make the sport better, why not try something different? Yeah. Like, you never know. This might be the next best thing. Because really, if you don't know the sport very well, it's pretty boring to watch. Yeah. Like, it's not the best.
Well, especially if you're not making money. Yeah. Which, like, you can do the Coolangatta Gold and you can do everything, and you have to win everything really to make money, which is difficult to win everything. But if you can do something and you can get sort of more sponsors, like, on another way, and maybe he's got like a few year plan to get a few sponsors in the sport, if you got the obstacle course thing and all the other sort of stuff, then.
So places like Reebok and stuff like that, they're pretty heavy into the CrossFit and that sort of obstacle racing.
That Ninja Warrior show is huge on TV. So if you're trying to mimic that a little bit, I don't know what it'll look like if everyone's got sand on them, jumping on like a ski and paddling with sand all over their face and stuff. But whatever, I don't know. If it works out and you can do something that you might not enjoy, like 100%, might be like 90%, but you can make, I don't know, like, we don't make that much money, so you could say 4 to 6 times the money for sure. Then I'd much prefer to do that than do something that I'm struggling and have to sort of like half do a job on the side just to try and, do whatever you have to do to sort of get by. So, but in saying that, I think a lot of the guys don't like doing something that they're not used to doing, and they're thrown into deep water straight away.
And then just kicking up a fuss. Because
I don't know. I know my brother, and obviously we get along well and everything, but he wasn't really good at a lot of other stuff. Like, he was good at football sort of stuff. He'd kick a football and do all that sort of stuff, but he wasn't a surfer and a skateboarder and stuff like I was when I was a kid. So he wasn't really, he just loved surf life saving. So he just did Ironman. In the off season, he just sort of like, put on a bit of weight and then just started training again.
Swam and just kept swimming.
He just didn't really do other sports. Whereas like, I don't know, a few of the, like, I don't know, people that I like watching and hanging out with, they do other stuff like go do adventure races or
Yeah.
surf and just do all these other sort of adventurous sort of sports. And I think that changes when you're growing up. That changes you as an athlete. You sort of you can get thrown in deep water and be good at stuff that you probably haven't
chuck
done.
your hand to anything.
So sup paddling, like I think I could pick up sup paddling quite quickly just because I've always surfed and stuff like that. You just need a few technique lessons and sort of the way you go. But I think a lot of the other guys probably struggle a little bit more.
So, but if you got it mentally, like you've got it mentally.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When it comes to endurance, if you got that, then you can turn your hand in your roll. This is just a different type of pain. I've just got to try and figure out how to put the pain in there. Which obviously you can handle.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you don't want to do the Red Bull again, because I thought you'd.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like, no, I think I've done a lot of mountain bike stuff. I've done like a 12-hour race in Canungra one year. I signed up for a 12-hour mountain bike race, and I did that back when I was like doing the Coolangatta Gold and stuff. I just liked all these not even adventure races, but just this endurance-y sort of stuff. I just enjoyed it, and that was super fun. Like, it was a different mountain bike course though. This one was apparently brutal. Like, it wasn't enjoyable. Like, you're bombing down hills, but the hills are just covered in boulders. So you're bombing down, and I just like, it wasn't like you were like speeding around enjoying like these like down hills and like hitting bumps and doing like little airs and stuff. There was like none of that.
It was nervous, just like, and your heart rate goes up.
Yeah, it was just like brutal. And especially the uphills, apparently, because I don't really mountain bike either, but a lot of the guys were saying the uphills had a lot of like boulders on the ground and just rocky and stuff. So it was hard to just find a rhythm and get up the hill kind of thing, especially if you're not good at it, which like I wasn't. So
with
like,
mountain biking too, it's a little bit like I haven't done much at all. Like, I've done enough to bluff my way through a race, but I feel like I'm soft. Like, when I get on the hill, I think, I've got to go to work on Monday. So if I be an idiot around this corner, I think
are the worst.
Probably the same thing for you for the season. You're like, well, if I stuff it here, not only am I not going to make that race, I'm not going to make this race or that race. You know?
And it's unlucky. Like, you can be good, but like, I don't know, I've done a little bit in Nerang like years ago, and I just remember thinking that like, it was just unlucky. Like, you get a little mudslide on a hill or whatever, and a rock will roll down and land in the middle of the path. And it's not meant to be there, but that's just mountain biking. Stuff changes on the course. Like, it's not like you're swimming in a pool and everything's the same every time. So you can just be unlucky bombing down this hill, and there'll be this rock in the middle, and like, it's just, you went off because you were unlucky because this rock fell down the hill kind of thing.
It's almost like chucking, floating stuff through the surf and trying an Ironman race. That's
like
not meant to be there.
Like a tree log after a storm or something, just body bashing into it. It's just like it's an unlucky sort of thing like that, and you just got to, I don't know, I just hurt myself a lot when I was doing it. I remember once I was like, there was like two trees, and you sort of was going a little bit uphill, so you had to put the front wheel in and sort of like, you do like the slow, like you're not even moving, but that lean to get around something, then go. And I just sort of leant on the tree and then rolled off it and just scraped my like shin on the tree. And I had this like purple scar on my leg for like 6 months after it. It was like a nothing thing. And it just scarred me for like 6 months, and it was like just nothing. And I was like, if you did mountain biking for like ever, you would just have scars all over your body.
Did you have lock-in shoes? Did you have the clip-ins, or did you just wear
no, I bring my own shoes, luckily, and I try to organise. I made sure Clint organised that the pedals fit my shoes before I went, because I knew like you needed that, otherwise like you're in trouble.
But mind you, on that course, it might not be a bad thing.
No,
not being able to step out.
You'd still want. It would have been so brutal without.
Because you were on for a while there. I remember speaking to you once, and you said you were going to do coast to coast.
Yeah. I wanted to at one stage, but there was just a lot of like logistical stuff to do that well.
It's hard from here.
Yeah, especially like saw Courtney Atkinson did it, and he's like, he's a freak triathlete, adventure racer, all that sort of stuff. And he went a couple of times, I think, and it still was super hard. Like, you got to really go through the course a lot and spend a lot of time and get, like sort of like the guys that have done it before to show you what to do and everything. So there's a lot that goes into it. So
it's a lot of local knowledge. Things like that,
and just doing like trips before to sort of. And a lot of roughing it with that adventure races stuff. I'm not the biggest rougher.
I'm the same. I don't like camping either. Let's go camping. I'm like,
nah, I'm from the Gold Coast. Like, I've always been from here. I enjoy sort of camping at Byron, maybe, but like not really going out west.
Camping. Or camping in the dirt, and then you gotta like try and wash all your stuff.
And being cold, like you said, it's cold. I know that coast to coast is cold to start with. Like, they start in the dark, and it's pretty brutal sort of race. It would be good to do, but to do it properly, and I think that was like when I was, going pretty well at all the endurance stuff. So I wanted to go well. I'd have been disappointed if I didn't go well. So yeah, it was a harder thing to do than just go through the motions again with surf life saving.
You just show up to the local beach, and you're training in the environment where it's always going to be really. On the Gold Coast, you got such a good training environment. If you go there, you got to be. You got to be prepared for everything. And you can't train in the cold. Like, that's one of the big things we found, like training here. It's like the races over there were so cold. We were training in the heat like 30, 40, not 40, but mid 30 sometimes. Trying to get that fluid, and then you get over there and just your body's not used to it.
Yeah.
I found that so hard.
Zone. You got to be, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit too old now. And when you're younger, you got that motivation that just gets you through those times when you're just like, oh, stuff it, I just want to
you just want to do well. Yeah.
And now, I just want to go home.
So what are you going to do now then?
I'll do that race.
So that series this week.
I'll try and do a couple races before then. It'll come around pretty quickly, but I'll try and go well on that. That Iron X race has 25 grand on first, which is a good payday it's just a one-off 40-minute race.
Yeah.
And
just
then,
for that one race.
Yeah, that one race. And then Shannon's, he's got his BM, like his Northcliffe Shannon Eckstein Ironman Classic that he did last year as well, and he's got 20 grand on that race, and I think that's like 2 weeks after that Australia Day one. So there's 2 good races to do, and obviously that same sort of time of the year at Northcliffe on a Saturday. It's just a 1 day thing. I think you do like a heat, semi, and a final to get into the Ironman. I'll try and obviously go well at that with Shannon there this year as well, and make it a little bit easier for everyone. And then obviously Aussies after that, I'll have a good crack at it and see how I go, because that's the main one that I want to sort of try and win.
Where's Aussies this year?
Broadbeach again.
Oh, Broadbeach again.
Yeah, doubled at Broadbeach. So Broadbeach last year, this year, and because that's like one, obviously Worlds as well, but that's in September in Italy. But like Aussies, the series and the gold are like the 3 big ones for us. And to win Aussies, like you're one of the guys. I think Zane's the other guy that's won all 3. Just try and do that would sort of like put you up there. No one really puts me.
The gold's just when will the gold be this year then?
Gold's in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're obviously not doing that.
No. Yeah.
You thought of doing it again?
Yeah, I'd like to do it again.
Because it's Ali Day, isn't it? He's the.
Ali's not doing it this year though, because
he's not.
He injured himself.
Have you guys ever raced each other in it?
No, not
that's
in the gold. It'd be good. And that's the big one, isn't it? Like, probably 3 years ago. Like they changed the course as well. And like, there's nothing against this course, but it's just not what the old course used to be. Yeah. I used to love the old course. Like I'm born
the started surfers and make your way back.
Yeah. Like this, I like the scale, just like one way as well. Like now you get in the water in Burleigh and you swim around North Burleigh and back to Burleigh, but you're finishing at Cooley, which the old course used to finish on that run from Burleigh to Surface, which is like the best run on the Gold Coast kind of thing.
They line the beach for it.
Like it was unreal. Like you got every surf club 500, 700 meters apart sort of thing along that coast, and you just have 1,000 nippers on every surf club making a tunnel, so you just see a black like ball of nippers just every 500 meters, and you get your way to that one run through the middle. They're all trying to high five.
That'd pump you up too, wouldn't it?
It was unreal. Then obviously finish at Surface, that was huge. But now it's just, I don't know. We did the team last year, so I can sort of I did the run and everything like that, and I know it's just not the same. It's not as hard as what it used to be as well. Like this course, you could sit on wash a lot easier than what you could on the other course. Like you got that 23k ski, and then really like it's more or less like a 1,500 meter run from Miami to Burleigh, but even in that run you just got off the ski, so it's more of a transition run. You're sort of like getting your legs together and taking your camel back off and then getting a gel and stuff like that, so you're sort of stuffing around a little bit, so you're not really going to try and put smoke the guys in that run. You could, but it would be a lot harder. You're not going to put that much time either. 20 seconds is a long way in like a little run like that. And then you just got that swim, and then you jump out of the swim basically and grab your board, and then you do your board to Currumbin, and then you got a 7k run to finish. So like up until that 7k run, I know if it was someone like me and Ali, like it would be very, very hard for us just to drop each other in a course like that.
Come down to that run probably.
Yeah, come down that run, which I like. I'm a good runner, but still, it's not the like. There should be bits and races that you can really drop each other and like give it to each other, sort of thing, not just sit on.
So
wash.
where was your target?
Well, I used to always. It would depend who I was going, but every like that, because it used to be a 23k ski, 600 meter run, which was the same transition sort of run. 4 kilometer swim to Balinga, and then 4 kilometer run to Currumbin, then a 6 kilometer board paddle, then a 10 kilometer run.
So it's now lacking that middle run.
Yeah, so you don't, and the last run 7k, which is still good, but I don't know. I think 10 kilometers is a lot sort of tougher run than 7. Like you might only think it's a couple 3k longer, but
10k sounds a long way, mate.
When
most people.
Like, when you're done 5k and you're halfway and you got 5k to go, or you're done 5k and you got 2k to go, there's a big difference mentally for guys, I think. Yeah. And I used to love that run. That was good. And like, but I always went in that 4 kilometre run leading into the board.
That was where you targeted. If you had someone with you, you were going on that one.
Just every year, that's when I sort of went, except for the first year. I think me and Shannon went on the board together, and we sort of separated, but we paddled the board and we caught the same wave in on the board, and then I took off in the run.
Because the first year you won it, were you, like before it, obviously you were confident?
No,
but it was pretty new then, eh? You didn't really
19. That was my first open race ever, against an open person.
So you just thought, I'm going to give
this a whirl. So I was just doing it.
Yeah, just doing it, and then you thought, holy shit.
Yeah, there was Shannon and Jeremy Cotter were the 2 favourites. Probably Jeremy maybe a little bit more, and then Shannon was obviously like he was pretty good, like obviously winning other stuff. And then Dean Mercer was on the Sunshine Coast, so no one really, like his guys would have knew he was going to go pretty well.
He's always a beast though, He's always really a beast. Knew.
But that was the first time, so we'd never really seen him do a gold. So like obviously we found out he was really good at it. And he just went off we went around that first can at surface and then just went down to Coolangatta. It was just like a 25 knot southerly. It was like a really strong stormy day. And he just went around the can, then just paddled inside to, behind the back break, and then just paddled all the way by himself. So no one saw him. Like I remember looking, and he was like 100 meters inside us, just paddling by himself.
Was he getting ground on you, or were you dropping
he got off the ski like 8 minutes in front of us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I passed him going down the hill at Miami.
Oh,
so he got on the run in front.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So you and Shannon came out for like second and third.
Yeah.
Second and third,
but in our little race, And then he was in front. But we thought he was just gone. Like we were just racing for second pretty much because we didn't know obviously like the run was going to be like make such a difference. But because he was such a good swimmer, I think he put a bit of time on us in the swim too.
Yeah.
And we were in like a pack, and
he was a beast looking fella. Right? Like he didn't.
Yeah, he was tough. Like I've got some stories like training with him that were just like that's what motivated me the most. I loved training. Like the training sessions we used to do were so hard compared to like what I sort of I don't know. I think that sort of like broke me a little bit mentally too. Just going with him every morning.
Yeah.
Because obviously I did it 4 times in a row. And won it 4 times in a row, but he did it all those times as well. So like we were just training together. I used to just go on a Wednesday morning just to train with him. We used to do 10 400s at the pool, just on like the 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he used to do like, I used to sort of lead the warm up, and then after the warm up, he'd just get out of that lane, go into the lane next to me, and just like we just knew it was on. Yeah. Just we were doing 10 400s against each other. And I was always a better turner than him, like because he didn't really have the best technique.
He didn't have the best technique in anything really, did he?
But he
was
just so
a
fit.
Savage.
He used to train like 4 times a day. He used to do that, do like this gym session sort of after. Then he used to go to like PB. We used to see him sometimes when I used to be driving in like Palm Beach Crumman on the football track, doing like 400s around there, and then do his Arvo session as well. And just every day, just do like 4 sessions a day. But he was just so fit, especially swimming. He's a really good swimmer. Like he'd flat out 50 like 30 seconds, but then he could do like a 400 just holding the 30 seconds sort of thing. Like he wasn't a sprinter, but I remember I used to always just wait till that last tumble turn and then just push off the wall and try and get a really good tumble and just get like a foot in front of him and then just like try and tap him out each one. But that's why I liked him.
Just to break him mentally.
Nah, but he loved it. Like he didn't care at all. Like most people would sort of
he says that.
No, he didn't. I swear, like we used to have really good like conversations after, and I think he really like when I like because I think maybe the last year or something he didn't do. He retired like a year out when like the last year I won it, and he was like truly happy. I remember after 1 year I beat him. He come to our after party at my house.
Oh yeah.
And just like had like beers and stuff at mine.
Yeah.
Which like it's pretty good. Like not many people would do that especially he was obsessed with it. Like he loved the Coolangatta gold.
Did he ever win it? He never won it.
No, he never won it. But I remember 1 year we both went really well. I think I did like 4. We went really fast. I did like 4 hours 50 seconds something. He did like 4:04, and we broke the record. The record that was by like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And I think for him that was like a win for him because he ran really well.
Thought if this prick wasn't here, I'd be.
yeah. But I think he's sort of like I don't know. He started to respect me a lot then.
Yeah.
And like obviously I don't know. He probably knew that if I didn't win, I wanted him to win, sort of thing. Like we even in the race we worked together a lot in the ski and the swim and stuff like that. Like we sort of beat everyone so well by just working together a little bit, just because you train together, you know what you're good at, sort of thing. I was just lucky. If he was a good runner, we would have had some he was a good runner, but like if he was didn't
that was his thing. Yeah,
that was his weak leg. So if he was a bit better at the running, we would have had some like proper battles.
Nugget, eh?
Yeah.
Did that knock you about at all when he passed?
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, my dad's passed away as well, so I don't know. I find that sort of stuff. I don't know. I just try and deal with it the best way that I can, sort of thing. And I know a lot of people that talk to me about my dad. I sort of talk to him like he's still around a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe
that's your way of dealing with it. Just going.
I don't know. Yeah, I just sort of. I've done a lot of interviews and stuff, and they sort of say to me, like, you talk about him like he's sort of still here, sort of thing. And I don't know, maybe I just think about that sort of every day that he is.
Maybe feel like he is, like that's just that's your coping mechanism, maybe. I just
But I really like Dean was one of the guys that that's probably why I kept on doing it, because I wanted to go off and do triathlon and stuff like pretty early after I started winning a couple of them. I sort of wanted to sort of move on and stuff like that, but he was right in. Even I was his main competitor. He was super in my corner to keep going.
Because and then triathlon. So you went. Did you see that as an opportunity to maybe go to the Olympics or go to like Commonwealths, or did you see it as just another challenge that you could?
Yeah, I loved Ironman. I think those guys are the best athletes in the world.
Have you done Ironman?
No, I went because they gave me, after I won like one of the Coolangatta Goals, the fourth or whatever, they gave me a wild card to go to Hawaii.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, and a lot of people, because they knew I liked it.
You didn't finish it for some reason.
I got a bone tumor in my heel like 3 months out or something like that, so I didn't run. And then, when I come back, I had surgery and they scooped out like a golf ball sort of sized bone tumor out of my heel. And I think it was just from running, because I hadn't run as much. Like even with Coolangatta Gold, I was probably only running like, I don't know, 40, 50K a week or whatever like that. But, the Ironman guys, they run like 100K.
Yeah.
And I try to do, a lot really quick. I was doing like 30K runs and stuff like that. And,
Cramming
a lot of other ones. And I think like I fractured my heel, and then they MRI'd me and found a bone tumor in my heel that caused the fracture kind of thing. So and then I had to have surgery after that. So then I was out for like 6 months. I couldn't like run for like 6 months after that. So it screwed me around a little. It was a good experience. It was super tough, and I done like 16K of the run in Hawaii. But even that, like I was like legitimately like just like underneath my glasses like crying sort of thing, because it hurt so much. Before I went, I cut the sole out of my shoe just so there was a hole in my shoe, so my heel wasn't on anything, just because I couldn't put any pressure on it. But I couldn't pull out either, because like the triathlon people, I think every sport's like that. You get the internet people that sort of saying he doesn't deserve a wild card and stuff like that. And
so you felt like you had to?
Yeah, I sort of had to do it. Like I couldn't really pull out and say, oh yeah, give me a wild card, but I don't want it.
I guess because you took someone's wild card, so they're like,
I don't know how it works.
Scott probably shouldn't be here.
But they sort of they can try and win the golds and get a wild card themselves, but it's up to them.
How'd you go? Where were you at that stage in your age group?
I come off the bike first in the age group, and then I like held on for 16K or so. I think a couple of guys passed me in the run, but I was like nearly walking. But I got off the bike first. I come out of the swim I think the pro guys, I don't know, because I remember my cousin, he's like funny on the piss. He was at one of the parties. Andy Potts is like their swimmer guy, and I remember Andy Potts was. So my cousin's name's Luke, and Andy Potts was talking up how he won the swim and stuff, and he gets his preem off like TYR or whatever to win. And my cousin was like, no, my cousin beat you. And he was like, no, he didn't. I won. And he goes, look it up. And he got his phone out, looked it up, and I beat him by like 2.5 minutes in the swim. But so that's pretty funny. But the bike was good. I love bike riding. I didn't really enjoy running then. Like I enjoy it now. I didn't really enjoy it as much then, just because probably I got injured and stuff as well. Yeah, it's not that fun when it hurts. Yeah,
biking's difficult because you have to spend so much time.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you can go out for a quick hour ride.
Yeah,
really. Like you got to spend like, especially in that Ironman avenue anyway. You got to be doing. Don't you have to be doing like 80K rides, 90K rides at least?
At least. Yeah, you're doing a few 150K sort of rides, and they'll do a 200K ride. Yeah, not every week, but leading up to Ironmans, they'll do like that quite often. Yeah. But I was good at cycling.
Like a day. That's almost a day, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot out of it. Yeah, and then if you wanted to have like relationships and stuff like that, you're always tired and you're always doing something. Like I don't know. That's why they sort of say Ironman people. We got to sort of marry another Ironman athlete
so
to sort of like understand it, because it's a brutal sport. Like I probably didn't like. I enjoyed it to start with, and I thought I really liked it. But then when you get into it, and you can see how long it takes out of your life, and yet like it's pretty sort of obsessive sort of.
You'd
sport.
Want to be professional.
Yeah, and you'd want to sort of travel as well. Like I spent, like I don't know how many months here just doing the same ride every day. Yeah. Whereas like it'd be nice to be like the other guys and go to like California and spend 3 months there, or Spain and spend 3 months there and stuff like that.
Colorado, they train Colorado as well because the altitude.
Yeah, so that would be nice, but what I was doing sort of like did my head in a little bit. It was just so easy to go back and just do like 50 minutes on the ski in the Arvo and have a beer on a Friday. Yeah.
So this is the place to surf, really, isn't it? Like surf lifesaving.
Yeah.
Gold Coast is no better place.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Back in the 5-6 years ago, like a lot were on the Sunshine Coast, but now everyone's sort of moved here. Yeah. And this is mainly it. Yeah.
It's fickle like that, eh? It's like footy teams. It's just one,
depending
on what year it is, that club or whoever sort of all goes there. And
well, Mooloolaba was super strong at that stage.
Yeah.
But all those guys sort of come here. That sort of broke down, and everyone's here now, which is sort of like, I don't know, it's all right. But me, like, everyone in the paper and they're all Gold Coasters now. Yeah. Whether from Sydney or Mooloolaba or wherever they are, they're all they're hometown Gold Coasters. Whereas like me and my brother Reed, we're probably the only ones that were actually from the Gold Coast.
Yeah. Because you're born here.
Yeah. Like my whole family was born at the Gold Coast Hospital. Yeah. So
that's getting more and more common. But it used to be. I remember meeting people and they're like, "Oh, he was born here." Holy shit, you're from here.
Yeah.
It's just quite surprising.
Yeah.
Like no one.
I don't know that many people, sort of thing. Like
more
you got a few
now.
friends, and you sort of tell the people, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know, but even that, like I know Clint, he was always one of the guys that I know that was born at Gold Coast Hospital. But there's not many of them. A lot of people move here.
Yeah, that's the place. Everyone wants to come for the sunshine.
Yeah.
I suppose you consider yourself pretty fortunate that you had your brother as well.
Yeah.
Like that would be like not a bad guy to have in pushing you each week, like, or you see him getting up and going training and you're like, oh well, I should be going training, and if you're slacking you feel bad because you growing up he's always out there working and you're or vice versa.
Good. When I was like middle age sort of thing, like 23 to 25, he was probably his best. When I was younger, he was pretty tough. Like he didn't really like training together or anything like that. Like I was always pretty cruisy about us training together, and obviously my dad was our coach, so, and I don't know who you'd say who was on each other's side. I think my dad was probably on my brother's side and my mum was on my side kind of thing. And when we did that Coolangatta Gold, my dad handled for my brother and my mum handled for me. Yeah. And before that race, we didn't really train together because we had a few sort of run-ins, because obviously I won, so I was getting better.
Yeah. You're the little brother.
Yeah, I was 19 and he's 3 years older than me, and like when you're that sort of age, you're catching up, but when you're like 16, 15, you're not, sort of thing. Yeah, so he was always like a lot better than me, and then I started to catch up, and he definitely didn't like that. He gets nasty, like he's a nasty sort of fella when he doesn't sort of like, and he brings it to the dinner table and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a I don't know. He's like the ultimate.
It's probably ultimate competitor.
Ultimate TSS all boys school kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so he didn't really like all that, and then obviously it lasted for a few years pretty much, and it wasn't really until I sort of like I won the series when I won it, because I think that was probably the hardest series we've had. Yeah. When Guy Leach come involved, and like there was a lot of endurance sort of races. Each race was pretty hard. Like the eliminators were like 5 eliminator Ironmans to make it to one round sort of thing. And I won that series, and I think after that he sort of started to respect that I was sort of, I am like my own
probably
sort of
holy
guy,
shit, I should probably try and harness this guy here.
Yeah, going pretty good. But he was always, he was always more dedicated than me, I think.
Yeah. Because you seem to be, from the outside looking in, it seems to be like you get all these guys training all summer, all winter, and then you decide, I don't know what you do in your spare time, but it seems like you'll show up in summer and go, oh, yeah, I haven't got that. And then you're on the podium, and these guys must just be like so frustrated by it, going,
yeah.
Caine shows up for the race and then wins, and then
well, it's hard to win, but I can always have a good like a podium sort of thing. Sometimes win. If it was like Coolangatta Gold stuff, I never really did even the series in between the golds. I just did the Coolangatta Gold and pretty much Aussies each year. Yeah. And that was it. But I don't know, for me, I was doing it since I was 14 kind of thing. I paddled on skis since I was 14. So I've got a lot, and swimming hard and stuff. Like all that Dean stuff, like when me and Dean used to swim train, like that gets like blueprinted into your body pretty much. Yeah. Like I know there's not many training sessions or like even bits in races that'll sort of like, beat me kind of thing. Yeah. Like unless like I physically can't do it. So I suppose, I don't know, a lot of the stuff, especially short course stuff, like it's not as hard as what, a lot of the other stuff is. So you can sort of, especially if it's here, I love the Gold Coast. I love competing at surface, and when Aussies was here at Curra and stuff, like that's what I love. Like I'll be going for the Australian titles this year so much because I know it's going to be a Broad Beach. All my family's going to be there and stuff.
Sleep in your own bed.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome one to try and win. But like I don't know. I think probably like my dad thing was a little bit sort of influenced that. Like I don't really care as much as probably. I think Shannon liked to win a lot more than me.
Yeah.
Like, whereas I like to impress. Like, I like to impress my dad and like make my mum feel good about it and stuff like that. Because I know how much she loves like spending the day down the beach with her aunties and stuff watching us, and she gets super excited about it. She'll like cry and stuff when we win and everything. So I like that. So good. Yeah. Whereas like, I don't know, I can not win another sort of race and I'm all right with it, sort of thing. So I just like doing other stuff as well. Think. Whereas like, so that motivation maybe takes it out. Whereas like if my dad was still around the whole time, then I probably would have kept on going and not really given up things. So he was just obsessed with the sport. Like he loved it.
She would have continued to go on.
Yeah, I didn't really have anyone to impress as much, sort of thing. And like I didn't really want it probably as much as, you know, other people. But then
piss people off so much.
Yeah, but then it depends what the race is and stuff like that. But yeah, and I get bored of stuff probably as well. I've done it a lot, and I enjoy, you know, skydiving, doing all these other things, and I go off on tangents and get into that a lot. And I find it hard to get back and just go swimming. Like to me, you know, it starts to get a little bit boring sometimes, especially when you can do all these other fun stuff. You know,
the black line's brutal.
Yeah, but
so how often do you skydive a week?
Oh, I was doing it a lot. Like I've done it for like 3 years now, but it's hard when you're training. Like it is, it takes over because you go in the morning and you might do 3 jumps in the morning or whatever, and then you sort of miss that morning of training, and then you come back and you go ski paddling or something, or you can go like and have like a beer at 4 o'clock sort of thing. So it's like it's hard to sort of get that sort of adrenaline rush out of your system.
Does your heart rate slow down? Like, do you find that if you skydive in the morning and then paddle ski in the afternoon as opposed to not skiving in the morning?
Yeah, I get a drop.
You get a drop.
Like, I think you're I get not so much now because like at the start I was like you'd get like they call it like an adrenaline dump or something like that. Like in the night I'd get quite tired, just because but it was super fun. But even that, like I got into the competitive side of that. Like I went wind tunnel, like did a lot in the wind tunnel and stuff, just get better physically at it. Like it wasn't just like the jumping out of the plane thing. Like I wanted to get actually good at skydiving. How
do you be good at it?
Like just like the freestyle element of it. So doing like
flips and things like that.
And it's like all head down stuff. Like head down's like the thing. So you get crests, like your head down crest and stuff like that. So
it's like moves.
Yeah, like you're allowed. Like if you get signed off, you're allowed to do head down. Like you're not allowed to do it if you don't have like this license kind of thing.
Why not? What is it?
Just because it's super hard to do, and like you can travel a lot in the air.
Oh, okay. So, but can you stuff it up and just does that make you go faster towards the ground if you do the head down?
Yeah, but it's more so like you jump out of a plane, you jump out in like intervals kind of thing. Yeah. So 10 seconds apart or 7 seconds is like 10 seconds a lot, but 7 seconds apart or something. And if you're trying like to go on like this angle, you're obviously going to be moving, and then these guys that jumped out 7 seconds or whatever, you'll be in the way of them.
So it's more about
safety
and knowing where you are.
Yeah,
in
like
the
that's
sky.
like a big sort of thing. And obviously you're moving quick, so you can just hit like the guy that you're jumping with if you're not doing it properly. So there's like a lot of different like crests you can get and stuff like that. And then like
do you get them as like patches on your arm, like like the Air Force?
No, you just get them in your.
You're like crest qualified.
Yeah. But you get like a license. So I got like a license and stuff, and it says it on your license and everything. But then obviously you want to be good when you jump with guys as well. Yeah. Like because these like it's like more. It's not just there like a fun like jumping out of plane. Like they're super competitive. Like when you go there, and it's like a performance based sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's more like a. What's like a dance almost like a or like gymnastics or like
no, it's sort of like dancing, like it's like a choreographed dance sort of thing. Like before you jump you call it like a dirt dive or whatever, and you'll go through what we're gonna do. So we're gonna like hold like this and then spin around and then go there and then flip upside down and then dock this way then dock that way. So when you're going up in the plane, you're trying to remember what you're doing sort of thing. So you get like into that, like trying to be good at it. Jesus. Yeah.
I didn't realise there's so much to it. I thought just jump out.
No, there's scream. A lot to it, But that's what I mean. Like I'm not, because it was a hobby for me. So my competitive side was like the Ironman stuff. So you get a lot of guys, that was their competitive thing. Yeah. So you get a bit like full on about it. And then like you just wanted to like just settle down. It was a release
for you more than like you just like to go out there and just not think about what you got to do.
Yeah, I was just like, I did it because I was kind of afraid of heights. Like I didn't really like that was the one thing that I was super probably scared of doing. Like I'd never done a tandem jump or anything. Yeah, I'd never done a tandem jump or anything. And I just chose to do that. So I drove to a place. It's called Tugulawa, which is like 2 hours away, and just signed up and did it by myself. Yeah, just because I thought that's probably like the thing that I was probably most scared of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a fear. Got to conquer it.
Yeah, pretty much. Outside of that, there's nothing. Yeah, that I don't know, nothing else I'd really be super scared of doing.
Yeah.
And I thought I was just going to do the jump, like the license, and that was it. But then you sort of like it just becomes easier. Yeah.
It's a number freaks me out. This. Have you ever had the safety? Have you ever had to pull your safety?
Nah, reserve. Nah.
Reserve, is that what's called the reserve?
Yeah, so you got a reserve chute. Yeah, a lot of guys like have, and that happens there. But I don't know.
It's one of those things that's like, if there's two people that have had to use it and they're about to. What is it? No, the people that haven't had to and the people that are about to.
Yeah.
I'll stuff that up. People that have. Here we go. The people that have and the people that are about to. Does that make sense?
Well, hopefully not.
I don't think I did very well.
Yeah.
Well, the more you do it, the more you're going to have to.
Like a chance of doing it. But
I just really struggle with it.
Hopefully not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to because.
Nah, God no.
Yeah, you'd have to see what it's like when it happens, I suppose. But I always said when I did it, if that happened, then I probably would give it up, of thing. But you see guys that, I don't know, there was like a couple of guys there, I think he might have had 2 or 3 in his first 100 jumps that he's done, which is like full, like...
You're having a word with the
packing kind of. Yeah, but you pack your own stuff.
Oh, and that's another qualification, isn't it, to be able to pack your own...
Yeah, well now they're pretty... It's not really a qualification. You just meant to like get them to sign off on you packing. But they don't. I'd learned it off YouTube. Like I just YouTubed it and then just practice at home on like a parachute. Yeah, and then you sort of figure out what works. And then you try. Like I'm pedantic about stuff, so I was like asking heaps of questions. But there's guys that go through it that don't really ask much questions. They just hope it's all right. And you see some really bad pack jobs as well. So like whereas I'm like a neat sort of freak kind of thing. Everything, even like if I do my bed or something like that, like everything's got to be like tucked in, like you couldn't have something that's not sort of thing. But you watch some guys like
your OCD,
a little bit, and there's like just stuff hanging out and everything. I'm like, there's no chance in the world I'd be jumping with that thing on my back.
Seems strange that you learned it on YouTube. I'm concerned for you that you learned it on YouTube.
Yeah, but I'd show, and you get. I'm just super slow at it as well, but like I'd rather be slow. Yeah. But then like because you're going up. With the planes, like it's just like a load after load sort of thing. So you sort of rush, like there's a lot of rushing to get on the plane. Yeah. And then like if you don't get on, like people are like, oh, you make it or whatever. Like so you got to be rushing. Which that's what I don't like as well. Like I go there to like just like de-stress and jump out of the plane, like not to rush. You don't want to be my stuff in to make the flight kind of thing.
Yeah, going up. Oh.
Yeah. Then it's a nervous fly up.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it a couple of times. Like I just rushed it a little bit, flying up. You're like shit. I don't know if that was good.
I'd have bought a blade, Captain. We're gonna go.
No, you can't. You couldn't do that.
You couldn't.
Oh, you could.
Ego wouldn't let you do it.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Or the other boys.
No. You just couldn't do it. Yeah. I'd rather just use my reserve than like tell them that you're going down. You're gonna land. Nah. Yeah, you can. I've never seen a tandem person not jump out either. Like
really?
Yeah, because they all go up like with us.
Yeah.
I thought heaps would pull out. I've never seen anyone pull out. Yeah, everyone jumps. They're all scared and stuff, but they all jump.
I've never done it. I'd love to do it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Like I love it, especially in summer. It's like a summer thing. I don't like the cold though, but like it gets cold.
Yeah.
When you go up, I don't know what the actual thing is, but like you lose heaps of degrees when you go up 14,000 feet. So like
it'd be awesome view, wouldn't it? Like be unreal.
Yeah, especially Byron. That's where we jump out of. Yeah. Like it's super nice. Yeah. Especially like big puffy clouds and stuff. Like that's sort of like the best thing that I like about it. You're flying over these. It's just like going on a plane flight to Sydney and jumping out kind of thing.
How many jumps have you done now?
Like 220 something. Yeah, but which is not much.
Have you ever stacked at landing?
Yeah, nothing bad.
You come down with the...
Nah. Yeah, nothing bad. Nah, not really. It's just like if the wind's like it's easier if you're going into a headwind because you're obviously going slower.
Oh,
so sometimes if there's like no wind, you're going quicker. But then sometimes they might stuff the wind thing up, and they'll like the wind might change when you're going up, and they'll have like it pointing this way, but then the wind will change, so you're landing downwind, and that's when you can come in pretty hot. Yeah.
Have you seen people stack it?
You've seen people stack it. Yeah. But I was seeing one guy hurt himself quite bad. That was I was on my 16th jump. I think he like broke his pelvis and stuff. Yeah. So like when you're getting into that, because they swoop, which is a whole another thing. Like it's like all about. It's not about that like freestyle skydiving like in the air. They're all into under the canopy swooping. But they're like hooking, so they'll like swoop and then pick up all this speed and then fly into the ground.
Are these the pros?
Yeah, like even like not really pros, like just, you know, guys that have done sort of 600 jumps or so start sort of getting into it. And then they're all just using smaller canopies to go quick.
The canopies are the size of the...
Yeah, like the parachute. Yeah, to go quick. And then like, but when you do like a swoop, so you're like, you know, flinging around, you just lose so much altitude in like one sort, and they'll do like 540s and then like come screaming down on the thing, and they'll just get it wrong and then it just swoop straight into the ground. I think that's most of the deaths and stuff is like that sort of stuff, like the swooping.
What about those? Anyone do those?
Yeah, wingsuits.
Wingsuits.
Yeah.
They do them around here.
Yeah, they all jump out of the plane like a. Yeah.
Have you thought
That's
about
like
doing
quite
it?
safe, from like the plane, obviously. Like, but the only thing is you're traveling forward so you like, that's one thing that can make like, you know, line twists and bad openings and stuff like that. But when you're jumping off a cliff, that there's a whole, like, I think it's super dangerous like what they do.
It is. I know it's super dangerous.
Yeah. I think like
hear those blokes speak about it and they're like, oh yeah, I've lost 10 friends.
Yeah, I think like everyone that founded it's dead, sort of thing. Like,
have you thought about doing it out of a plane?
No, maybe like later, yeah. But in saying that, like, I don't know, when I finish training racing, I'll do a lot more. But like, just because I have big like stints of like, not big, but like a couple of months of not going. Yeah.
And
so like you lose touch a little bit. You got to go all the time, especially if you want to like keep on sort of like going
expensive
forward.
too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's expensive sport. Yeah. Like even your rig like costs like 11 grand. So like, yeah, because you got so much to it. Like, yeah, obviously your reserve shoot, your main shoot.
Yeah.
You got like an AAD, which if you're knocked out, it'll make your reserve go off, sort of thing, at like a height. So you got all these little like computers in your bag and stuff. So it's all expensive.
Sort of thing that you're okay to spend a bit of money on.
Yeah. And I wanted to get like new, like when I was into it, I was sort of into it, so I got all new stuff.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to jump off a cliff, like, and just normally, but the wingsuiting thing's pretty full on.
Yeah, that's base jumping. That's what they call base jumping, isn't it?
Base jumping, yeah. And I know friends that have done that, and that would be, I'd probably do it, especially off a bridge. Like a bridge is a lot safer, I think, because obviously you don't have like the wall and everything.
Yeah.
And like over the water, like worst case scenario, like you get half a parachute up, you probably still land in the water.
Still hit with some herb, but you'd be right. You'd be okay, yeah.
But the wingsuiting stuff, I always read about all the like the accidents and everything, just because I don't know. I think it's good to sort of read what went wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot of like weird stuff, like just even like just the jumping off the ledge. They just like, you know, jump wrong or just slip with their foot and they just come off on a bad angle, and you know,
they're just straight down rather than out.
Yeah, or just like a little crooked angle and like maybe run into like the cliff below and just like little things. I think I read that once. So like the wingsuit company started making like the soles of the shoe, like good soles. They were using like, whatever that barefoot sole company that makes like the soles. It's like some brand. They started using them for like the soles of the wingsuit, just because I think so many accidents were happening just of that initial launch.
So the shoe's part of the suit.
Yeah, the suit. They started making like really good soles part of the suit.
Yeah.
Because they go over your shoes kind of thing.
Yeah.
They have like little booty things.
Yeah, I suppose you wouldn't want a gap, would you? It'd have to be.
Yeah, and it's all like, you know, then it'll go around your heel or whatever and lock it all in. But they started making better just like soles and grip on the things, because I think so many, because obviously probably a lot of guys are nervous too when they're jumping off. They're still, even if you've done a lot, you're still jumping off a cliff with a wingsuit on. Like,
it makes you feel crook.
Yeah. But it would be cool climbing up a mountain for like 3 hours and then jumping off. Like, it's like a day thing.
I guess so.
Like the whole, like you did the that Defiance and stuff. You know what it's like, you know, like climbing up a cool cliff and having all your stuff and then actually like jumping off that. I think most of the guys get into it for that reason.
I'd never make it up the cliff because my heartbeat would be going so bad because I knew I'd have to jump to the top.
Yeah. But yeah, and I don't know, Europe's pretty cool, and they all, like, I've seen some cool videos landing next to the pub on the grass and having beers and stuff with their parachutes still on and everything. So like, yeah, it would be fun, but I don't know, I've got a long way to go to be able to do something like that. So what's a week for you like now? Like, are you training a fair bit now? Yeah, I was before.
Or what are you doing with your time? Like, because you're coaching at Northcliffe.
Yeah, I just do the juniors a little bit. Yeah, and then
so Kev, your boss.
Yeah, well, he's the
boss
seniors kind of guy. So my sort of boss more so Gav.
I wouldn't want Kev.
Yeah. Me and sort of Gav. He just sort of we'll speak, because they have a lot of juniors at Northcliffe, which is good. Like, that's probably like the biggest part of the club is like the juniors. So that's what I wanted to sort of start at. It'd be cool to go to Aussies and like watch you know,
Yeah.
17-year-old. Because it's still like when you're winning an Australian title at 17, 15, it's like it's super like,
That's huge.
I don't know, like, yeah, like it's still got the hype around it kind of thing. Like, you know, all the kids are, you know, they're big kids, they're fast kids, like they're beating all like the bigger guys. So I think that'll be, I think that'll be really cool. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. Even I see it in training. So like, I'm looking forward to that. And I thought that was just the stage that I sort of wanted to get into. So hopefully we'll move into that later on in the summer. But yeah, I just love doing long stuff still. I still like run 20 like K a week, a couple times a week and stuff. I'll have to sort of probably stop doing that because that's what I don't know. I get into these things of doing long stuff and then I start doing 15-minute Ironmans and everyone tells me that's not going to help your Ironman and stuff like that. I'm like, shut up. Yeah. I'll still beat you probably.
I don't know how it can hurt if you're still endurance, wouldn't it? I mean, I guess you're not as explosive, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I'm good power to weight, I go well. Like even if I'm like pretty skinny and stuff, if I'm good, I've done a lot of gym though because I wanted to. Obviously, I was planning on doing the trial, so I wanted to do like a fair bit of gym and then sort of like taper that off and just get back into swimming and stuff. And I'm naturally a smaller guy, so I thought it would help me to have a good ski for later on. But so that it'll still help me later because I think when I was going well a couple of years ago. In short course stuff, my ski was pretty strong. So, and just trying to get to the pool.
How often are you swimming?
Like definitely 3 times a week. when I was after I hurt my finger, I had a couple of weeks off. But yeah, definitely 3 times a week. I'll start going 4 though. Yeah. That Monday morning just isn't great. It's not enjoyable. Yeah. But then I always sort of board and ski and stuff. But I just love doing it by myself. So I train a lot by myself in the canal. Yeah. Even like last year, I didn't start training till like the 4th of January, I think, last year, and just did sort of Shannon's race in February and then Aussies. And I went really well in like sort of both of them. Yeah. But I think I went in the ocean once up until Aussies. Everything else was just in the canal.
Why do you like doing it on your own in the canal?
I just enjoy it, yeah.
Do you like it because no one's around?
I like no one's around and I just know it's like every minute of it is I'm sort of getting it, like I'm not wasting any time kind of thing. Yeah. And I know, and I've just always lived on the canal as well at Mermaid, so I know like every bridge and every like jetty of like how much time takes to get around and stuff, and I'm just super comfortable in it. And I go well when I'm in there. But yeah, I did one, I think, ocean session leading up to Aussies. So like people talk like you have to do this, you have to do that, you know, so like you just do whatever you want that you need to sort of do to get good at things, and you still go well. Like we went super well board relay, and like we got second in the board relay, but really we were pretty unlucky not to win that. And then we won a lot of advanced Taplin swim teams, stuff like that. So
do you train off your watch, or do you just
I just use a watch. I've never used a Garmin either, just use a watch. I get too pedantic about speed as well, because as I said, I know every jetty around like the 6 and 8k loop and stuff. And I tried it for like a couple of months, but if I just know like this took me this amount of time, and then even if I was going easy, like 60% warm up or whatever, if it took 12 seconds longer the next week, I'd think about why it took longer. Like even if I know there's tides and stuff like that, I just get too crazy about the speed and like what speed I should be at 15.4 k an hour or whatever. So I had to stop using a Garmin. I just use a watch. So I've always just used a watch, never used a Garmin. Just got an old like
just too many reasons to
watch.
Too many reasons.
And watch is good. I know how it's just getting the kilometer, like that's the main thing. You gotta get the work done. Yeah, everything else they were going heart rates and stuff, but I don't know. It might be good if you're doing something else, maybe, but not so much.
I mean, if old school works for you, then less things to go wrong.
I think I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I think most of the good guys old school works. Yeah, I don't know. There's not that many super good. I don't know. Triathlon might be a little bit different, like because obviously you got speed and power and stuff is a lot more important for cycling and stuff like that, but. A lot of like, especially boxing and all those sort of guys, like they're super old school. They don't really do heart rates, and
I think if you train yourself too, like you do a little bit,
I know exactly how I'm going. Like, and that's why I think my best thing was, especially with the Coolangatta Gold, I can pace myself like perfect. Like I know, and like if I got a 4-hour race, I know like how fast I should be going at this point to still have a kick in the last hour.
You can feel it, like you know, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Did you ever panic in the Coolangatta Gold? Did you think, I've gone too hard here? Or did you just know it? You just planned it?
Yeah, not really. No. There was a couple of times, obviously, because I think Dean, there was one sort of stage in it when like the whole ski thing come in, and the Dean had a guy, Ben Allen, do the ski just to, like, I was a good ski paddler then, so I didn't really care, and I openly said I don't care, but he was just doing the ski like this fella just to help.
Like, so he was like a pacer.
Yeah, like a pacer kind of thing. But he was like Dean's guy. So if he was going to pace anyone, it was going to be Dean. But I know there's two sides of a wash kind of thing. So I didn't really care. And so there was a few. And then like you had like the old school sort of ski guys back then.
He smashed the ski.
And then just pulled out.
And pulled out. So you reckon you were a bit, like when you come off that, did you feel like you were?
No, we ended up dropping him, me and Dean. So
really?
Yeah, we dropped him at like Currumbin. So we still got off the ski together, me and Dean.
Yeah.
And we dropped him like that year. He might have done it a couple of years, but I remember the one year we definitely dropped him. But there was a few other sort of like ski guys, because back then the Coolangatta goal was quite popular, and even like a lot of guys, it was kind of like it was just a tick the box kind of thing, and they were good ski paddlers, and that was their thing. They were like, I just want to go good in the ski kind of thing. And but 23k, we were always like, I don't know, we'd always sort of, you know, those guys might drop off or whatever, but it was a quick start a lot of the time. So there's maybe a few times at the start.
Didn't he miss the start one year?
Dean did, yeah.
Wasn't he like on the beach or something? And then the horn went and he's like...
and he missed it. But that was a really good year for me, because Corey Hill did it that year.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a good ski paddler.
No slouch.
We put like 8 minutes on everyone in the ski.
Yeah.
And then he hung on for second, I think, still. And he got second, but we come off the ski.
He's a big dude. He's a big guy.
But back then he was doing the series and stuff. He wasn't so much a ski, like he was getting into ski paddling, but not like he's now. But he was still a good ski, but he was doing the serious stuff. So he was a lot more slender back then. But but that was like the perfect year, because were
you hanging on? You're like, mate, when it comes to the run.
Well, we just wash leaded. Like we just had it on time, just like 2 minutes each, just wash lead for 23k, and then we just got off the ski, and like I just went and he went, and then like he still hung on for second. But like that was sort of like Ali's like a couple of years ago, I think. Won by like it was a big lead sort of thing. So it was a good year. That one, I enjoyed it.
Especially having him in there. Oh, that's great. I like that you know yourself so well. Like that'd be so important, because in any race, like, you know how you feel. So you like, especially even the race a few weekends ago, you know, you like because that guy Clint you raced with, he's pretty red hot, isn't he? Like he's
he's a good try. Like, especially running, like, because I just got into a lot of like summer runs, so I enjoy. That's why I love doing that, going like a 22k run in just like February during the day. Like I think that's like the hardest sort of stuff, and like you'd need to know your body a lot with that sort of stuff, and I enjoy that, like, because there's been some times like I've like just been stuck like 5k out from home and just had to walk home, and I've never done that in the Coolangatta Gold, but I've done that by myself on like a Tuesday on like 11:30 sort of thing. And that's why I enjoy training as well, because you can go and just like destroy yourself for free kind of thing. That's why I've done all my Coolangatta Golds, and I've never really been pushed in the last 10k or anything. Like I've always run by myself, and like always felt relatively good. Your bodies might be like locked up in joints and stuff like that, but the worst feelings I've ever had was like those sort of like just the Wednesday at like 1 o'clock when I've done like try to do like this 26k run, but I've just gone out first hour too hard, and then I've just like ruined myself.
You made all your mistakes elsewhere.
And it just it makes it a lot. Especially that's why I like training by myself as well. Train by yourself, but then you race with 30 other guys, like the 30 other guy day. It's just like easy compared to training by yourself.
I'll bet. So because you did the how much did that pull-up record you got take out of your seat? Like, did you have to pretty much dedicate?
Yeah, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. The second one I did. Because
who's that? Goggins.
You
know him.
Yeah.
Did you bet his? Yeah. I was trying to think about the other day. I'm
He's
like, I'm sure
popular, that fella.
Oh yeah, real popular.
Everyone loves
real
him.
popular. And you got his Instagram. You know the funniest thing about his Instagram is he's got 1.9 million followers. And he follows no one.
Oh yeah.
Not one. He doesn't follow one person.
I don't know. It's funny because it's just Hollywood. Like, I don't know, all that is like kind of a little bit acting. But when I did, because I was just got a friend in New York, and his friend was second highest at NBC, like over there, super like high up guy. And he ski paddled, like distance ski paddling. And I just bring it up to him. I said, I'd love to do this pull-up record on the Today Show. I didn't even know that David Goggins guy attempted it on the the and he attempted it, but he hurt himself after like 5 hours. And then
and what was the time frame here? Because
I think it was before long. Before I went there,
But then did he have the record? Because he tried
someone else
had
the record. Yeah, well then, because he tried it before me, but the Today Show weren't happy. So when I went there, they just said to me, if you don't do it, make sure the next morning you have to stay on, because apparently that David Goggins guy hurt himself like 5 hours in and then just went home and didn't answer his shit. Oh. and they just had nothing the next morning. Oh, so like, I don't know. Everyone talks him up and stuff like
that. He's a beast.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to know you to sort of to say that probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you have to do races as well. I think racing's anyone can, like, I love running, but like, doesn't mean I'm the best in the world sort of thing. Like you have to, racing is the hardest thing. Talk to those Ironman guys, like the world champ, they're beasts.
I think he got like, I read his book, he got second in the Ultraman.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I think he's accomplished enough. I mean,
it's harder to win Ironman than Ultraman, probably in my books. But anyway, so they told me he didn't come back, and they weren't too happy about that. So they said to me, you just got to make sure if you don't do it, if you pull out and stuff, you have to come on the next morning, because we were just stuck and stuff like that. And then I did it that day, but it was like, the record wasn't that hard. It was like 4,020 in 24 hours, but I did the 12 and the 24 hour in one go.
Yeah.
So I stopped after 12 hours, and then I think he might have went back and did the 24 again.
Yeah.
In that 4,021.
So you were going to go for the 12 and the 24 on that show
in 12 hours. Yeah. But it was a long story. Like, Guinness World Records are super strict about it, because you needed to have I don't know what you could call them. Like, you had to have two people there to sort of like watch you and watch your technique and stuff and mark down like your pull-ups. So the Today Show were like, sweet, we've got 2 workers. They'll be here for the whole 24 hours. And then I got to New York like 5 days before it or whatever. And then the Guinness World Records said, no, they got to be 2 different people, and they can only do 2 hours, and they can't repeat. And they have to be fitness professionals in like a chosen field. It was 5 days out, and like the Today Show.
So you needed like what, 12 people, 10, 12 people? Or?
Yeah, well, you had 2 people every 2 hours, so 24. You need 24 people, fitness professionals that donated their time to come into Manhattan at like, 1 till 3 a.m. or whatever. Like, so it was never going to happen. So the guy who I knew, not the NBC guy like Joe, the other guy I knew, he was like the first guy I'd met from New York. He was like super, super cool guy. So he just went, like, I'd given up on it pretty much. Like, I thought, like, it was super stressful. I thought it was done. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. Like, we tried to get a few people and they said no. And then so my mate Taddy was over there with me, and we just like started like sightseeing and stuff. And I thought we weren't going to be able to do it. And then Joe just worked for like 2 days trying to get people, and he got me 12 hours. So I didn't have anyone after 12 hours. So I had to do the 24 in 12 hours.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't know that if you didn't. I just said I got it both in 12 hours, so it's kind of thing. But I didn't have anyone after like 8:30 that night, and I started like 8:30 in the morning, because it was a lot easier to get people during the day. Than get people that don't have the time at like 10:30 at night.
It seems like a strange rule set, doesn't it?
Yeah, they screw it. Like, well, they didn't tell me until I got there, kind of thing. So, it was tough. And then like this one.
So then you did it again though.
Yeah, I did it here. I can't remember if it was like that one was as strict. I think it was still, but maybe we just like, I think we overlapped a couple of people here and there, sort of thing. Like,
so you got it. You got it in the States.
Yeah, I got that.
So what happened in the morning? Did you just hang around and go?
I come back. Yeah, just went back and like, but I tore my bicep real bad there. Yeah. Like, I did that after like it could have been like a Goggins thing. I did that after like 5 hours, and then like I went through like heaps of pull-ups with a bad bicep, but then just had to come back on the next morning, and they wanted me to go the whole way through, but I said to them I don't have anyone, like I actually can't do it.
Yeah.
But then I did it again, like, because I think a few of the Ninja Warrior guys got onto it, and they're like quite good at the rock climbing stuff, and the record went to like 7,300 or something, and then went back to Northcliffe here and did it again. But that was by far the worst thing I've ever done in all my life. Like, that
how many did you get then?
Me 7,600. So, yeah.
And
24. Like, I did 23 hours 15 minutes. Yeah, I've finished before that, but that was like I physically couldn't speak or anything after I finished that. I was completely screwed. Just like I couldn't, like, like everyone put mayo on their stories and stuff like that, but I physically couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Like, for about 4 hours leading up to it, like I was completely done. Like, the ambulance come and everything, and I was screwed. Yeah. And
did you
go on a drip?
Did you, when you do stuff like that? Like, I've obviously never. anything even remotely close? Do you just get into a zone where you're like, it would almost like, you just stay in a zone, sit in that zone, it all just blurs into one. We just go, right, another minute, or you're talking to yourself the whole time.
Yeah, you have to take your time. Because I did 6 weeks of 1,500 pull-ups a day for 6 weeks and didn't miss a day. Like there was a couple of weekends I did like a big day and I did 12 hours at 6 a minute. Yeah. And then so that was 4,360, I think, if I remember. So I did that a couple times and that would have beat the record I did in New York in 12 hours. So I was like super fit with it. And then just kept on doing my 1,500 a day and did that for 6 weeks. So it was like I was pretty fit. And then when I did it, I did 18 hours at 6 a minute and that was like easy. But then like I just hit a wall. Like I think it was just not eating as well. Yeah. Like you just didn't eat as much. I was trying to have like protein shakes and stuff like every couple of hours. But you probably don't realize like how much like your muscles are breaking down or calories you use or something. Because I just remember I was just empty. Yeah. Like, and it went really fast. Like I enjoyed it at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. It was like the funnest thing ever. All my mates were there drinking.
Music was up. And,
music was up and it was like, it was awesome. Like then my mates like went out to surface and like would come home and they bring girls back and stuff. And like, I was still going. So it was like fun. But then when I hit a point like with 4 hours to go. So I think I finished at like 7:30 or something. And like the sun, it was just horrible. It was the worst thing ever. Like I was in a real bad way. Like I physically couldn't speak. I couldn't say anything because the Today Show wanted me to talk and everything, and I just like I did it and then just sat back down. Everyone was trying to like come and hug me and stuff, and I just wanted everyone to go. I said to them, I just want to go home. Yeah. I was like, done. And then like I got in a drip and had like an hour, and then I was good. Yeah. But I didn't do gym for like 16 months after that.
Just don't want to know about it.
It just ruined me like mentally. It was like it was easily the hardest thing I've ever done.
So you just didn't want to know about any sort of weight, body weight.
Yeah, even like training, I don't think I did much for a bit after it. But it was like, it's weird because it was fun for a long time, and there was just that little bit that just got me. Yeah, because I remember I was just like real emotional too, because like I could see my mum there and stuff, but I could see her with. I've got a sponsor, Q-Scan, who's like so it's like radiology clinics and stuff. So he's a surgeon and everything. They got owner. I could see my mum and him talking, and then I could see like 15 minutes later the ambulance guys walking up the stairs and hanging off on the side. So I knew they must have like called the ambulance and stuff. So because I was like, they had to sort of hold my shoulders to walk me to the bar sort of thing, because I was just like I couldn't really walk properly.
It's amazing you're still able to pull yourself up though when you're like
I just had that pull sort of thing. I just could do it. But I just couldn't do anything else really, and I was just real hot. Like my mates were telling me they just had like ice like buckets, like bins with like tea towels, and they were just putting it on my back, and they were just like steaming when they took them off. So I was just like boiled up. It was like it was a nightmare.
So you're not going for is someone breaking
I don't know. I see guys doing it, and they're all sort of big guys as well. So I don't know. There's no drug test with these things too. So
okay.
I'm like physically, like I was pretty lean.
Yeah, I was going to say
now
you're
I'm
not
heaps bigger than what I was then.
Dude.
Like I'm like up high 70s now. Like I was back then. I was like low, like 70 kilos, and you got to sort of be that weight to be able to do something like that, because you add like 4 or 5 kilos to you over 7,600 pull-ups, like it makes the weight skyrocket that you're lifting over 24 hours.
So you gained weight during it?
No, I dropped heaps of weight.
Oh, you dropped heaps of weight.
Like I tried to drop a lot of weight.
No, but like during the actual physically doing it.
No. Just I just mean if you add like the actual like weight that you're lifting
I'm
over
with you.
24 hours.
So if you're 81 kilos as opposed to 71,
like to me, I would say you couldn't do it. Like just going through what I went through of like doing it, just your muscles can't hold out.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I like in the New York one as well. Because I dropped a bit of weight after that one. I did the New York one and I tore my bicep. Yeah. Because like, I don't know, you got like big body, but then you got this little muscle here. Yeah. And the little muscle just probably, isn't built to rip itself up that many times. Yeah. But if you drop a lot of weight, then
not many muscles would do, would they?
No, like it's, I don't know, maybe like your thighs and stuff like that would deal with stuff a lot better, but you got these little biceps and stuff. So like, I know I just tore that so easily when I did it in New York. Yeah. So I wanted to drop a bit of weight and just see if that made a difference. And it sort of did, I think. Like, and I just only rode my bike as well. Just because when I was doing all the pull-ups, like you would just, I don't know, I'm weird maybe like that. I'd just always like pull a nerve in my back or something when I'd run.
Oh, yeah.
Like just because your muscles are just so fatigued for doing, because I was doing 1,000 in the morning, 500 in the arvo. And then I'd ride 2 hours every day. that was like my training for 6 weeks leading into it. So I wanted to
So
run.
you do 1,000 in the morning, ride 2 hours, then do 500 at night.
In the afternoon, yeah. And I was that every single day for 6 weeks. That was like my thing. And it becomes like a 500 in the afternoon. It's just whatever you're training.
How would you do them? Would you continue with the 6 minute?
Yeah, I'd do like 8 a minute, eight every
Yeah.
minute. Yeah, I wouldn't really go any more than 8.
Yeah.
Just like sit on 8 or whatever, and sometimes just drop it. I always change it just to make it easier. But it's super boring. But
I suppose you get the radio going, or that's about all you can do.
Yeah. But I was into it then. Like I'm back into pull-ups now. I do like a lot. I could probably do it again. Maybe, I don't know. You need a break. Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
So your record's been broken?
Oh no, I haven't looked. Yeah,
it does. I do. Now that you've said that about those bigger dudes.
Yeah. Oh, you see,
I look at them and I go.
Guys,
now that I think about
there's
it,
a few dudes that do like the hour. I'd like to do the hour. That was what I was originally gonna do, was the hour.
Yeah.
And like the NBC guys had said yes to that, and then I thought, 24, like you're just on there longer.
Yeah.
Like you're on there in one morning, you're on there the next morning. That's kind of cool. And we'll be in their building in the Rockefeller Center, overlooking that like. It's like where all the flags and the ice skating ring sort of is. That's their like window. So I was like, it'd be cool to do like over 24 hours. So I changed it to 24 hours. But like the hour was the one that I wanted to get. And I think that's probably a better record. Like it's more of a session. But like the dudes that have that, like that.
What's the record for that?
I think it's like 1,100 in an hour.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot. And I think when I was going for it was 1,009 or something. And I think 18 a minute for an hour breaks that by a little bit. And I did 15 a minute for an hour. And then this was when I was leading up to it. And then I did 18 a minute for like 45 minutes. And I felt all right. And then I thought, oh no, I'll leave it. Like I won't do it. And then I sort of left it. And then I got into the 24 hour thing. So I probably could do it, but I think it's gone up since then.
You're that obsessive. You probably know, you've probably done it before you even do the record. Like,
you want to, it's on TV. So you want to have a chance.
But you can stick, as long as you can stick to that.
Yeah.
You know, like going into it.
Into it, I can think, especially with the 24 hour, like with the Northcliffe one, I did it 12 and that was 6 a minute for 12 hours and I felt good. So I was like, I could do that again. But that I couldn't do it again. Like I had to drop it a little bit because that would have been like 8,400 or something.
Yeah.
And I did. Yeah. So I dropped it a little bit and it rattled me. So you don't know yourself properly because I thought I could do that 12 again.
Yeah.
And I couldn't on the day. But
what did you do when you left there? Did you just go straight to bed?
Yeah. I didn't go to. No, I stayed up the whole next night. I remember that because I had a pretty bad sleep the night before. Just because I knew,
nervous.
And I just knew I was up for 24 hours. But then I was just so sore and just weird kind of thing. Yeah. So I stayed up the whole next night and the whole next day. So I was up for like a ridiculous amount of time.
So you didn't go to bed that night?
No, when I went home, no, I was up, the whole night, because I was just really sore. And yeah, and you're still buzzing about stuff.
Just get a bell. Yeah, I need some chicken nuggets.
Yeah, because it was like, I was pretty happy with it. But I said then I would never do it again. It was pretty full on.
And now you're already talking about doing
something. Nah, I probably won't do it again.
Maybe the hour.
It was super hard. Maybe the hour one would be good, but I don't know. I've seen a few pictures of the guy that's got the hour, and like he looks like a beast. Like he's huge. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes it all the better when you beat him.
Yeah, he's on the good Mexican stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Plenty of blokes out there on that. See, that's nothing that's really sort of hit surf really. Has it?
I don't think so. No. Well, there's
you don't know so, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No, well,
because it's quite expensive to do, isn't it? So it's probably not this money in it.
Not
either.
Probably not. I don't think. Depends what it is, but I don't think. No, I don't think that's
someone. I'd be keen.
Well, like those cyclists and stuff. Like there's not much money in early cycling.
Yeah.
And all those guys like would be crazy on it, and I think. I always knew when I went to Hawaii, I knew like the age group of guys, like the 50-year-olds, 55-year-olds guys. I think that's the most rapid in
like
those things. The old guys that just want to win like the 50 to 54 age sort of thing.
They're probably like quite wealthy, They're just taking all the time off work.
And I saw someone posted on Instagram, it might have been Josh Minogue or someone posted it, and it was like 3 guys from last year just got pinged this week from like the age group of like 50 to whatever. Because you see these guys and they're all like 55 and they're just like got an 8-pack and they're just shredded and got like these calves that just look like Lance Armstrong calves and stuff. And they're like, that's just their life kind of thing. So they just want to win, and they probably don't think they're going to get drug tested. But but I don't know. It depends what sort of stuff. Obviously, with that sort of thing, like I don't know. I like the Ironman triathlon sort of stuff, but they're pretty good athletes, and I'm probably more of a negative person when I watch really, really good performances as well. I've just always been like that, just like sus on people.
Second guessing them.
Yeah, always.
Well, you know what it takes. So
yeah,
like,
but I just don't know if you can really flog people kind of thing. Like when everyone's their best, if you can really make other guys look bad. When there's like, you know, you got like guys like Alistair Brownlee and stuff like that, when you can make him look bad on a day, I start to think like, you know, that's a kid that's put everything every single day into that.
Yeah, but you're also the exception to that though, because you make people look bad and they train year in, year out.
Our sport's not as big around the world as.
But they're still the best
like
in the
that.
world. Like they are still the best in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you like, because Australian athletes in that sport, that's the cream of the crop, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah. But what I was saying is, it's a smaller pool of people it's coming from.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
you got like the world and more money in it, like I don't know things, and you see like things together at this like that bit of the race, but then you got like a few sort of like little sus things going on. That's I just get negative about that sort of stuff. But
do you look at it negatively, like, oh, I'm not interested in going in that because I'm up against people who aren't genuine, or do you get negative and like you just second guess what they do?
Yeah, I second guess what they do a little bit, but in saying like I always like cycling as well, and I was good at cycling, but obviously I knew there's a lot of Australian young guys in cycling too. Hopefully it's not like that, but you know, when you're growing up, you know, cycling's like a pretty bad sport with that sort of stuff, and you're like, you wouldn't get in, even if it was like, and I read all the books, and like you reading things like, you know, the guys have to get up and do like Pilates in the middle of the night so they don't die. Yeah. You're like, it's probably not that important to me to like to do stuff like that.
I'll talk my way out of it somehow.
Yeah, you're like, maybe that's not, you know, getting in something like that. Because there was a stage when I like got into triathlon cycling, I was the best. That was even out of swimming and stuff, I was good. I was a good cyclist, and I went to the AIS and they did tests and stuff, and I was good at it. But obviously, probably meant to start younger and stuff. But I always thought it'd be cool to ride a bike for 6 hours a day with your mates and everything, be on a team, travel around, do these tours and stuff. But then obviously you look at it and there's all these guys getting done for drugs and everything. So you're like, it's just not that important. I don't know. You just see side effects of that sort of stuff. Yeah. So like, I don't think it's that like. If you're growing up like some of them, like you're in like the, you know, some of those Spanish guys, and you're just growing up with no money, or the Eastern German guys and stuff like that, and that's just the way to get out of it, and they do whatever it takes sort of thing. But we're not sort of like that.
It's a hell European sport too, eh? Like it's not. Europe's, it's everything over there.
Yeah, it's like the second biggest sport in the world. It'd be awesome. I'd love to. Like I still, even if they're all on drugs, I'd still like. That's one of the things I want to do is go and watch the Tour de France. I think that'd be like the coolest 2 weeks ever. Like I'd still love to be a part of like that.
We work at the travel and go to like
I'd love to do the pubs on the way, do the rides, like ride, you know, the mountains every day sort of thing, and then just stop and have beers and stuff. I want to do that at one stage. Yeah.
So what's next for you then? You got the season, but what, like, have you got anything forecast? Because you're, like you said, by your own admission, you're someone who's goes off on tangents doing something else, and have you got anything else, or is it just skydiving and surfing?
No. I'll like I said to Northcliffe, we'll do Worlds, because obviously Worlds is really big for them, and it's in Italy next year, which is like it's pretty, like, you think Australians, like the Australian part of like surf life saving is the thing, but you go to Worlds and you realise how much these like Europeans get into surf life saving. Like it's way better atmosphere than what we create. Like we're super boring. Like they got the cowbells and like it's a legit like
it's good fun.
Yeah, it's like a European like proper sport. You don't experience anything like it. I was blown up because I always did the Coolangatta Gold in like October. I never did all these world titles, and my brother would go to Germany, Egypt, France, do all these worlds, and I never experienced it. And I did it when I was like 19 or something in Italy, but I couldn't really remember that. But I did one, in Netherlands, and we went really well, and I was blown away. I thought world titles was like awesome. It was like the best trip of my life, that trip. And so we got that again next year in Italy. So I'll try and go well in that, and then I want to keep coaching and stuff. But and then obviously doing my swimwear sluggos.
Yeah. So what's the go? That's just something you've decided.
Yeah, I just
want to have your own brand, or you want to have your own thing.
Yeah, it's taken a while, like a good, like at least 2 years, maybe getting up to 3 years of just like samples and spending a lot of money in samples, just back and forth to try and get the right. But I just always wanted to do it, just because obviously I had a few sponsors in swimwear, so I'd get it for free and everything. But like, I don't know, not talking crap on like companies and stuff, but you just see all these little like just like laziness things in swimmers, like, you know, they just might not last, or just the logos on crooked and just all these things. And I always just thought, like, why can't they just slap that logo on straight? Like, it's not that difficult.
No attention
like,
to detail.
Yeah. So I just wanted to sort of make my own. I always, I was one of the guys that always liked wearing, sluggos, and then I just went back and forth to find like the right pair, and it's taken like 3 years, and finally found it, and then I got the name Sluggos, which was like a bit.
Yeah, what was that not taken? That's surprising that wasn't taken.
Yeah, that's why. There's a bit of a story to it, but yeah, I got because there was no Sluggo swimwear online and on Google. I've never really done my own company and stuff like that, so I thought, I'm going to do Sluggos, but I didn't really know about the trademark thing. And then there's this fella that had it trademarked, and I was like, done, and I've like got a lot of my stuff already, so like brought a lot of the stuff, and then I found where he lived, and then I just Google mapped him and just went and knocked on his door, and just spoke to him for like 3 hours.
Send some heavies around.
Ended up buying it off him. No, he's like a legend.
Nice,
I looked him up and stuff, and I could tell like this guy was like a bit of a legend, and he just hadn't used it. Like he just had it from like 20 years ago for something that he wanted to do, like just like wetsuits and stuff. And then he ended up selling it to me. So he was good. And I ended up speaking to him for like 3 hours on his porch. It was good. So I ended up getting it. But that could have ended everything. But then see how we go.
So you're just going to import them, just sell them? You got any clubs, or you just with them yourself? Or
no, I'll just start online, and then hopefully I'll get a few clubs in there. And I've made a couple different sort of just for me to wear. But hopefully by next summer, I'll start trying to get a few clubs and stuff. But just go online and everything. And I've got a few sort of things coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to do it, but there's a few. It's like another sort of pull up record, but it's a little bit harder to get past. So I'll see how we go.
You can do it in Sluggos?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. But I don't know if it's going to happen.
That's all secret affair.
I just don't want to talk because it's like it's a little bit more restrictive than just doing it, and there's a bit of people making it more difficult for me to do it. So hopefully it works out.
I was hoping you weren't going to bring a pair in for me to try and wear on camera today. I gotta wear. I'm only doing this if we wear these.
No
one wants to see that crap.
No, that's all right. I'll let you pass. I'll get you some for summer though.
But good. Bright colours.
Yeah, bright ones. I don't really. People ask me for bright ones online. Like, you got fluoro orange?
If I'm gonna wear them, I'm gonna be.
I'm like, I don't have fluoro orange yet. But that was my colour, fluoro orange. But
was it? Yeah. It's fluoro orange, Christmas colours. There's some cool brands out there that do it. Like, and it seems real quirky. It's quite cool. Like, and people get into it. Like, I see lots of footy players get into it and stuff like that. So that might be another revenue,
Yeah. Well, a lot of I remember Shannon's Eckstein togs. Can't remember if it was Benji Marshall or someone used to wear his togs playing games.
Oh yeah.
Don't know if they were brand new or he gave me second-hand togs, but anyway, I remember he used to wear them, and you used to see every now and again like the pants would get pulled down in a tackle or something. You used to see Eckstein on the bum. So I'll have to get a few of them Sluggos.
Wear them up.
Yeah.
Oh, when our releases, we'll post it up, post everything you want to do, and
all good. Hopefully you see it before then.
Yeah. So it's a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, well, it'll be 2 weeks max. They're sort of, it's just pretty much just getting the online. I've got everything, just the online website. All the little details with that. I'm still not going to know how to sort of do all that sort of stuff. It's so confusing. All like the MailChimp stuff and all these other Shopify things and everything. So my girlfriend's pretty good with that. So
we can go through it.
Help me.
All the best.
Too easy.
Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it, and all the best with everything going forward. And
cheers.
have you in again.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome, buddy.
No worries. Cheers.